Here are a few more Selenium-related questions for your automation testing interview. 36. What is the difference between getWindowHandle and getWindowHandles methods in Selenium WebDriver? The getWindowHandle method returns the unique identifier, handle, of the currently focused browser window. On the other hand, the getWindowHandles method returns a set of handles for all open browser windows or tabs. 37. How do you perform mouse hover actions in Selenium WebDriver? To perform a mouse hover action in Selenium WebDriver, you can use the Actions class and the moveToElement method to move the mouse cursor to the desired element. For example, Java WebElement equals driver, find element by .id, element ID. Actions equals new actions, driver. Actions, move to element, perform. 38. What is the purpose of desired capabilities in Selenium WebDriver? Desired capabilities in Selenium WebDriver allow you to set properties and characteristics for the WebDriver instance. They are used to specify browser-specific settings, such as browser name, version, platform, screen resolution, etc., and influence the behavior of the WebDriver accordingly. 39. How do you handle frames in Selenium WebDriver? To handle frames in Selenium WebDriver, you can use the switch to frame method to switch the focus of the WebDriver to a specific frame. You can switch to frames by using their index, name or ID, or by finding the frame element using locators. 40. What is the difference between findElement and findElements methods in Selenium WebDriver? The findElement method returns the first web element that matches the given locator strategy, while the findElements method returns a list of all web elements that match the locator strategy. If no element is found, findElement throws a no such element exception, whereas findElements returns an empty list. 41. How do you simulate right-click, context-click in Selenium WebDriver? To simulate a right-click, context-click action in Selenium WebDriver, you can use the Actions class and the context-click method. For example, Java WebElement equals driver, find element by .id, element ID. Actions equals new actions, driver. Actions, context-click element, perform. 42. How do you handle file downloads in Selenium WebDriver? Selenium WebDriver does not have built-in capabilities to handle file downloads. However, you can set the browser preferences to download files to a specific location without prompting the user. This can be done using the setPreference method of the Firefox Options or Chrome Options class, depending on the browser you are using. 43. What is the page load timeout in Selenium WebDriver? The page load timeout is the maximum amount of time that Selenium WebDriver waits for a page to load completely before throwing a timeout exception. You can set the page load timeout using the setPageLoadTimeout method of the WebDriver class. 44. What is the difference between findElement and findElements methods in Selenium WebDriver? The findElement method returns the first web element that matches the given locator strategy, while the findElements method returns a list of all web elements that match the locator strategy. If no element is found, findElement throws a no such element exception, whereas findElements returns an empty list. 45. What are the different types of locators supported by Selenium WebDriver? Selenium WebDriver supports several types of locators to identify web elements. ID. Locate an element using its unique ID attribute. Name. Locate an element using its name attribute. Class name. Locate an element using its CSS class name. Tag name. Locate an element using its HTML tag name. Link text. Locate a hyperlink element using the text of the link. Partial link text. Locate a hyperlink element using a partial match of the link text. CSS selector. Locate an element using a CSS selector expression. XPath. Locate an element using an XPath expression. 46. What are the advantages of using CSS selectors over XPath in Selenium? CSS selectors have the following advantages over XPath in Selenium. CSS selectors are generally faster and more efficient in terms of performance. CSS selectors are easier to read and write, especially for simple element selection. CSS selectors have better browser support and compatibility. CSS selectors can directly access certain pseudo-classes and pseudo-elements, which XPath cannot. 47. How do you handle multiple windows or tabs in Selenium WebDriver? To handle multiple windows or tabs in Selenium WebDriver, you can use the getWindowHandles method to retrieve all open window handles. Then, you can switch between windows using the switch to window method by passing the desired window handle. 48. How do you handle drop-down menus or select options in Selenium WebDriver? To handle drop-down menus or select options in Selenium WebDriver, you can use the select class. Instantiate a select object by locating the drop-down element, and then use its methods like select by visible text, select by value, or select by index, to choose an option. 49. What is the purpose of an implicit wait in Selenium WebDriver? An implicit wait in Selenium WebDriver is a setting that specifies the maximum amount of time the WebDriver should wait for an element to appear before throwing an exception. It is applied globally to all elements and helps in handling synchronization issues during test execution. 50. How do you capture screenshots in Selenium WebDriver? To capture screenshots in Selenium WebDriver, you can use the Take Screenshot interface provided by WebDriver. Cast the WebDriver instance to take screenshot and call its getScreenshot as method to capture the screenshot as a file or a base64 encoded string. Remember to thoroughly understand these questions and practice implementing them in your code. Good luck with your interview.